Hi, welcome. This video is for an article on ArcoLinuxD.com. So there is also an ArcoLinuxD where you choose entirely what you like during setup, and you end up into any of our desktops, 1, 2, 3, 22 desktops to choose from, and you'll end up depending what you chose, but it will be all the same desktop. I see this is still an old image as well, so I removed this toolbar there. But it's possible, so I'll leave it there. Option 1, install the desktop using Calamaris. Easy. Install option 2 with scripts, or install the desktop using ArcoLinuxB, the ISO, build it yourself. There is the tweak tool to install it. And 5, just carry on, right? Do it yourself without our scripts, but with your own scripts and your own configs and all that. So what I'm gonna make a video about is option 1, installing the desktop with Calamaris, going over the motions and then going back, and installing the desktop with scripts is the most difficult one, and we'll end with that one in a black screen. Okay, we need an ArcoLinuxD to do all that. Where's the ArcoLinuxD? At this point in time, I'll have to get it to my machine. So pausing here, well, actually pausing is okay, but super shift enter, and I go to my browse network, ArcoLinux ISO builder. I have a shared folder, and it's there that I share with myself over my network. Remember password until you log out. Okay, or the options, and there is already something in there that can be deleted. I see this can go as well. I've put it somewhere else now. This is also gone, and that's for sound tests. Okay, so I'm gonna put the ISO in there and we'll get started. So I just rolled over to my other computer, copy paste it in this particular folder on that computer, and I'm gonna control exit again, and I'm gonna put it on my machine, for instance in the downloads. Voila, and this can go too. So this time I'm actually moving it 5 meters. But hey, it still has to go over the LAN, the switch, the LAN, the router. Yeah, that's the way it needs to go. And then we'll have an ISO, Super F5. Sorry, Super F5, no, Super F6, no, Super F7. And then template, clone, and we're going to do an ArcoLinuxD installation. Can become anything, but it's gonna be based on ArcoLinuxD. So in my download folder, I have an ArcoLinuxD version 1.4 already. And these days, it's all about choosing, right? If you need the NVIDIA driver, the sudo pacman-s NVIDIA driver, we're not talking about 340, 390, then you choose this. That's it. And your NVIDIA will be installed. If you do not require any NVIDIA, which is 90% of our people, then you go for open source, I think. Well, no, I don't know the percentage of our NVIDIA people. But 90% will work with the first line, because even though you have NVIDIA, the kernel takes care of that, and there's also the Nouveau drivers there. So 90% will be good with the first lines. That's basically what I wanted to say. This red thing failed, all quite normal, and we leave it as is because we want to have the most bare ArcoLinuxD version possible, and that's this. You will need to be aware of the red thing there, the fatal, the fail or something. Shall I? Yes, I shall. Okay, so ArcoLinux servers packages are coming from somewhere in the world, meaning if you think you're always having a problem with ArcoLinux, then you start straight away with updating ArcoLinux mirrors, right? People know that if they need to do that or not. If you need to clean up some stuff, all kind of partitions, all kind of formats and all kind of things, clean it out. So unallocated, nothing there. Clean, select, clean, collect, and here apply. This is a virtual box, no need to do that. Next step is maybe consider if you like to have another file system, right? If you decide to do that and put it to riser, and then save. That's an important button, of course. Now Calamaris will think, hey, let's go for riser. It's just a choice. You decide what you like, and I'm not gonna choose for you. That's our new ArcoLinux, well, Calamaris version for ArcoLinux. And let's go for the next. Normally we always have the Linux kernel, right? But if you know already I'm having issues with my old hardware, it's better to I put the long-term support kernel there, or the hardened or the Zen, it's all there. What else? This is here just for the sake of being able to boot up, right? But in the beginning, you have already set either NVIDIA or something else. But maybe if this is an ISO that's 6 months old, there will be drivers at that point in time that can help you. So by selecting them, you get them from the internet. So an ISO is frozen in time, which means when you select it, at that particular moment in time, it will go to the internet and have a look and then download the latest version or the same version, right? That's possible too. Depends. No updates. It will be the same version as the ISO. So just a safe keep, it's there. The main thing is, if you need NVIDIA driver, start in the beginning with NVIDIA. Do not select it here, boot back up, go for in UEFI and in BIOS, select the right line. Okay. Bluetooth support, laptop support, network support, entirely up to you what servers you like to have or not have. We do like to have a SDM. So now I'm gonna say, what should I do, would I do when I install Fvwm3 via Calamaris? Okay, so this is the first thing I would do. Get me the display manager. Make sure that I have SDDM. The editor is here, wallpapers are here, and maybe you already have an idea. And I said, don't want this, don't want that, don't want this, don't want that. Okay, but standard, all these themes will be downloaded and installed. Taken care of. So in time, you boot up. Okay, you see, well, the kernel came first and the drivers and all that, but then you have your image. SDM greets you, welcome Eric. And then you say, let's go and have a desktop. So these are all the Lego blocks we require to have a functional FVWM or my Fvwm3. It doesn't really say, you can't say it easy, it seems. And all these things, of course, are again choices. So if you want to make different choices, all you have to do is say no, don't want Rofi, but then you don't want the themes as well and not these one as well. So Rofi is out. Next, team viewer to connect to people and so on. This is just software. Many videos are about that. And this is our software, the ones we like that need to be on any machine. So it's not on the ISO. Yeah, then we have to download it, because what you see is what you get. This thing in particular is not much. I don't know if we can already, that's already one problem. That's that. Sudo pacman minus sy, that's that. And then sudo pacman minus remove. We want to be as little as possible, but this is not fair. But these are the ArcoLinux packages on the ISO, but we remove the Calamaris and so on and so on. So this is not a fair number, but I believe we are at 8 or 9 packages of ArcoLinux when we boot up all blank. But this is not all blank, right? This is selecting everything. That's option. We'll have to check out in the article option 1 or option 2. You set everything right. Belgian, where are you? There it is. Next. Yeah, next. And off we go, typing all our stuff, deciding whether to log in or not. Next. And then the next, the last one is install. So that's our, let's install the desktop via Calamaris. Okay, That's the easy way. But Calamaris, the ArcoLinuxD, was built actually to make the most minimal and bare ISO possible. So nothing selected is basically the message. Then say, okay, nothing. I will decide what I put on my machine by myself, as in sudo pacman -s. I will type it every single command. So nothing here, nothing here. This is all off. So that's option 2, I think, where you say I won't install anything via Calamaris, and then we can do the a little bit more difficult session. I'll need to check I want to be sure that I got Belgian, otherwise I'll have issues. No swap. Okay, fine. Next. Because I did not install extra stuff, get me this and get me that and get me this. This is the fastest installation possible, because basically I just dump what you see is what you get on your machine. And the rest is up to you. Figure it out, what you want to have. So let's wait for the image to unpack and let's get back. Let's maybe check out the numbers already. So option 1, install the desktop using Calamaris. That's when you select SDDM, that's when you select Fvwm3 and so on. And the option we're gonna show you is to install the desktop using our scripts. Okay, I can in the meantime edit, because the films need to be replaced. So this is the film of DWM, and here we need to replace Arco Fvwm3 while that's doing, when everything is installing. Voila, I'll be changing that on the website. All right, that's done, edited. Just a small difference always. What GitHub do you need to go to this one? So I'll get this one already. Control C. So again, be our guest to just do whatever you want starting from now, but there are scripts online how to build DWM, how to build Mate, how to, well, not build, to install it. And we're going to do that here for Fvwm3. Still does not say well or go well. Let's boot from the existing OS. And FS, if you can see it quickly at the top there, made that decision. And there we are, Duff. Riser FS, you see. So that's okay. What it is, right? Choices always. And then sudo, whoa, nothing sudo, Control Shift V. I can't do that. Okay, git clone https github.com. There's a logic in the naming. ArcoLinux, I think D, and then Arco Fvwm3. All right, success, ls. So what do we got? We got a folder called Arco Fvwm3 ls, and all the green stuff, I can run it. So that's executable. LL, then you know that's an X behind it. The first column you see read, write, execute, read, nothing, execute. And those are the group members. You go, user, group, and others. Okay, that's another lesson. Anyway, I have to go through all the numbers. Do we want to have a display manager and then a desktop? Maybe, yeah. Now, reading these things in here, I don't know. Well, entirely up to you. If you like that sort of thing, maybe a second PC wouldn't be bad. There you are. Need to have my mouse, or a browser, or a machine, or anything, right? Anything to have a look at the ArcoLinuxD scripts. These are all the scripts. Whoops. ArcoLinux skip.com. Oh yeah, GTI Hub, that's a good name. GTI Hub, the GTI, right? github.com, ArcoLinux, ArcoLinuxD. Here are all our 24, am I mistaken? 22, 24, 22, 26 ISOs, 22 desktops. Yeah, that's it, the number of today. So, FVW, there you are. And it's easier to read here, I think, and just go over here and say, okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to install SDDM, I'm going to install Fvwm3, ArcoLinux settings for it, the sexy hotkey daemon, Pycom or Compton, wallpapers, logout, polybar, and of course the application polybar, the settings for polybar. Fine, okay, good. Copy paste everything from Scal to, yeah, with a backup date, cool. So I have a backup always. Enable SDDM, sure. Yeah. If I install SDDM, it's not enabled yet, so enable SDDM. Fine, got it. And that's how you learn gradually. LL again, 100. And you let the thing do its job. And reuse our scripts. We all make different choices. In a million people, probably a million Linux versions. We all make different choices. The smallest and the biggest things. Right, so now we have this. There's development software, so that's stuff we like to have. Applications like Melt and so on. Let's see, what's this? Firefox is being installed. Let's have a look. Firefox is now installed. Yeah, installing Firefox now. Sublime text there. That's going too quick. Telegram, Discord, these things are going to be installed. Now, most of the time, not always, but it's an experiment for you guys. If you run 100, often that's enough. Well, it depends, right? XFCE4, XFCE4 goodies. You have an XFCE4 desktop, Mate Extra, Deeping Extra. These things provide you with a desktop, GNOME Extra, Budgie desktop, Cinnamon, all desktops. But it's the tiling window managers that always are a little bit different. So it's up to you. Install sound, Bluetooth. We're not going to run everything. Laptop, network discovery, ArcoLinux stuff, ArcoLinux stuff. There's just one in there, you know, just to show that it works. Then the 500 is maybe something I would suggest installing because it's software distro specific. I should have called it desktop specific, but okay. It's now distro specific in all 22 GitHubs. But that's basically what it is. Software that you think, oh, that might be interesting for this particular desktop. Okay, that's 500. So what did I see again? It's gone. Autorunner XKP is here. Again, if I rethink it today, I say maybe this not and this, yeah. It's always like that. Here the hard coding fixer, that's good. And the 600 additional ArcoLinux software. So 100, 500, 600 is something like, well, try 100. If you see, oh, it fails, then it's 500 and 600 extra, and then reboot again. But the point is that you study these things, that you go in depth in these things. Let's do the reboot. I did enable my SDDM, so it should be graphical now. Going to here. Take a look at the top there, riser. Do you see? Yeah, I did the Control R. Reset my VirtualBox. Doesn't like that. He fixed everything. That's cool. That's riser FS for you guys. So beautiful design, the standard SDDM. And we have this look. It's a little bit different than the other one I've just created on ArcoLinuxB, right? There will be differences, that's normal. Do you see this flashing thing up here? We did not install sound, and this is sound. So each time it says, hey, can't find the sync or something, pulse audio volume thing. That's normal, because I did not run that script. Now, what was I going to say? Going to do? We've installed, yeah, SDDM didn't look quite nice, right? So SDDM is here. That's the application. The greeter, the configurator, for example, is not there yet. Do I need a configurator? No. And SDDM. Then you have nothing. Ah, okay. Then I guess you need a configurator. We have a file there, but not an ArcoLinuxD. Minimal. Minus S, SDDM. Where are you? Config editor git. Voila, it's there. Super. Shift D. Did we install Rofi? Rofi it's called, yeah. Super F12. It's not there. Super 11 does not respond. So as you see, it's not working. Rofi is not installed. Okay, so Super Shift D, SDDM, config editor. Okay, config editor, theme, breeze. These are the standard ones. Okay, I did not select them in Calamaris, so sudo pacman get the Lego blocks piece by piece is also a fun task. What am I missing now? Looking for Lego pieces. So it's definitely ArcoLinux. It has to do with SDDM, and that's all. And I'm still happy with my Materia Git. So that's installed. What is it saying? You should either change it here, change it there, and that's the name, ArcoLinux Materia. We can remember that, but we can set it here as well, and then Ctrl-Alt-T. Go for, maybe we have already something. Let's have a look. No, not yet, but now I will have something. SDDM config editor, because we did not save anything, right? Breeze, aha. So this is a new guy, and when I save, then he wants to ask me permission to write at a certain place. And let's have a look. Is he now writing? And do we have something? Well, that's it. That's all it requires to what? To have this. Let's log out. And then we get this. The drop down. And the story can continue as long as you want. Ctrl-Alt-E. The tweak tool is there. And for the guys who said, hey Eric, this error there, the error is gone. Why is it gone? Because the key sudo systemctl status pacman init service. We're all good, activated. All the keys are okay because of this key. That's why it's red. Archie knows, Arco knows, but chaotic at the point in the beginning, ArcoLinuxD is as bare as possible. So no tweak tool on the D. So no keyring on the D. So an error here. Okay. So that's how it all fits together. It's great, but it's you have to think about everything. Voila, we have an ArcoLinuxD. Let's have a look. ISO, an ArcoLinuxD 2105.8. And we can do anything with it. You can decide to install any of our desktops with it and boot inside. Awesome. In a few seconds, let's count them. 1, 2, 3. Installed. 3 seconds. Super X. Log out. And log back in. But this time, we need to reboot. That's too bad. That's not normal. Anyway, we'll have a look. If it's normal when I start again. Did you try turning off the computer off and on again? Did you try turning it off and on again? That's it, eh? probably going to be straight into, no, cool, thank you. Now, okay, so something went wrong. Okay, let's have a look. Awesome, where are you, awesome? Did he tell us something? Ah yeah, awesome has not been installed. Errors occurred, no packages were upgraded. But you're not of the faintest, how do you say it? You're not afraid to go to ArcoLinux tweak tool and make yourself and make us smarter, both at the same time. Because there's always a reason, but what reason? No, we can't know. It doesn't say what's conflicting, but there are conflicting files, he says. Do we have an up-to-date system? Yes, we have an up-to-date system, so that can't be it. Oh. We do not have an up-to-date system. Let's go for that. Okay. We forgot to update, guys. All update and scale. Boom. Now that's not the reason why this is behaving strangely. Reinstall. Ah. Whatever happened. Yeah. The packages, the names of the packages. We have renamed the packages, remember? Yep. So first update, always update, try again, never lose your cool. Try again, try again. Super X. Log out, there's always a reason. And most of the time it's a human reason. Awesome is awesome. And it's there. That's the most important part. So this is white, right? Normally it's black. That's a Sherlock Holmes for you. Why? And fonts, there are less fonts on this guy. I think the font is different here. But okay. Again, a Sherlock Holmes, but that's the fun. You can have look at these beautiful icons. Again, 3 Sherlock Holmes, but it's never our intention that this should be the way anything. I mean, once you combine desktops with each other, they will try to read from the same file from different files. They will overrule each other. Voila. Either you live with it or you stick with one desktop. All right, I'm out. There's still so much fun to do, but I'm stopping the video here. Cheers.